I hope this is not inappropriate, but I did really enjoy this movie, but like from my perspective, which I admit is not the normal, never been married, no kids, never liked kids, okay? So like who I really felt for was the trees. Because I've always been an environmentalist. I'm a PETA board member for over 30 years. I love animals, anything in nature. So like I know people cry at this movie. Where I was like tearing up was the thing about these trees are 500 years old and we're cutting them down. And it does something, that speech that Macy has about, you know, it does something to a man's soul. You think you're just logging.
Hurts a man's soul.
You think
whether he likes it or not.
Right, but you're cutting into this miracle of nature. Matthew Arnold once said, for people who don't say there are miracles, a tree is a miracle. We're just used to it. And that's it. I'm not saying, I'm an atheist. I'm not saying who made the tree. I'm just saying it is a miracle of a sort. And we are just used to it.
Well, the film has a sort of a spiritual kind of resonance with nature that's not religious, you know. And there's the follow-up line of Bill Macy's after that thing about it hurts a man's soul is we are but children pulling bolts out of a Ferris wheel, presuming ourselves to be gods.
That is an amazing line,
Our relationship with our harvesting of nature. And I have this big thing about, you know, and I could talk about shipping is one of them, the internet is one, nuclear technology is another.
AI.
You know, AI, now AI. It's
all the electricity I mean, it's sucking up all the energy.
Yeah,
AI.
this brilliance of the human mind, or the finite, minimal percentage of us that can create these incredible things. But what we don't know is what happens next. You know, and there's this beautiful naive character, a young logger in the film, is talking about, he's saying, like, there's so many trees here, we can cut down all of them. By the time we've finished cutting them down, the next one would have grown up as big, as tall as the rest of them. You're like, but no.
No, not really. And I mean, if there are trees 500 years old, there are trees that were, I think, something like 2,000 or 3,000 years old, or something crazy like that they do exist. And, you know, thank God we do protect, I think, here in California, some of that. I mean, those sequoias.
We got to visit a few of them, but they're in, like, really protected areas.
Yes.
But I do remember, like, before I saw Oppenheimer, learning when I was in school about the moment that Oppenheimer, you know, this obsession with getting a thing done, creating a thing, and then watching it take shape, as in watching the thing explode, and then realizing, what have I done?
It's about the atom bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, mankind, you know, is a destroyer. There's no two ways about it. I'm not saying this with any political dimension. It's just a fact. Homo sapiens are serial killers. I mean, we are not the only human species. There were 6 or 7 human species. Homo sapiens wiped them all out. Then they wiped out Australia, great example. When man
land of serial killers
reached Australia, okay, they came out of, we know they came out of Africa. They went to the northern Europe, those mostly the Neanderthals and so forth. When they got to Australia, fossil record shows there were lots of large species of animals. 1,000 years later, there are none. In 1,000 years, they wiped out all the big game of Australia. That's who Homo sapiens are.
We're hungry.
And
we're hungry and we don't care. You know, one of the things I talk about with Train Dreams is I am constantly reminded of how we forget that we are part of the planet, you know, because, you know, here we are wearing shoes and we have, you know, we create alcohol and technology and everything in between.
Right.
That we forget that we're also just one of the animals on the planet. We take and we take and we take, whatever, for whatever reason. People say it's partly because we have opposable thumbs, but the koala has 2 opposable thumbs, so why isn't the koala running the universe? I don't know.
Brain.
Yeah, the brain, our ability to have language, all the reasons that make us able to communicate, share stories, continue a history, pass on knowledge and create.
Well, you know why all that happened? Because we discovered fire.
Right.
And once they had fire, they could cook the food. And once they cooked the food, they killed off most of the bacteria and the parasites. So evolution-wise, we needed a much smaller digestive system, and it went to the brain. We got a bigger brain.
Nice.
And we used it to fuck each other up.
Yeah.
But that is why.
A bigger brain that actually, we use, 5% of it or whatever?
Yeah. And that's still way, maybe if we probably would be better if we used a larger percentage.
We wreck everything.
We wreck everything.
For our own pleasure.
I mean, we do great things too. I mean, let's not pretend that we don't love our lives.
No.
And it's not just us, these rich Hollywood, show business type. No, I mean, yes, we have very privileged lives and we do something we love and we're so lucky about that.
Yeah.
But there's been millions and millions of people who are just really enjoying their life because they live in the 21st century and they do have toilets and they do have antibiotics and they do have Starbucks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just life is very convenient.
It's very easy.
In a way it just never was before and very comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yes, there are people who are suffering, and we should do everything we can to help them. But life in general, even in the last 25 years, we have lifted like an astounding percentage of people out of what they used to call extreme poverty, which is, living on $1 a day.
Yeah.
Literally defecating in the street. Used to be a thing a billion people around the world did. And now it's just on my block, apparently.